Hello friends and welcome back to Paranormal Rabbit. Uh, Today I've decided I'm going to start a new series based on Sasquatch. So today's video is dealing with the Portlock, Alaska Sasquatch. Then we'll move down to the West Coast, then Southern United States, and then Northern United States, West Coast, East Coast, and then finally global. This is video 1 in a series of probably 9 videos. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for coming back. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. All right. Are you ready to go? You ready to go down the hole? All right, let's go.
You see the writing on the wall. See it now, do you see it at all? Caught in a web of lies, tangled so tight. That's like a window here in the night. Look at your reflection, truth so thin. Can't hide behind that crooked grin. We see through you like shattered glass. These deceitful days can't forever last. Cecil, can you hear the voices calling out? Truth gonna break you, take away your doubt. No more hiding, no more disguise. Watch the truth burn the look in your eyes.
Hidden away in the Kenai Peninsula lies the haunting remains of Portlock, Alaska, a ghost town with a dark history that still captures imaginations today. In the early 1900s, this remote settlement began as a promising logging and mining community nestled between steep mountains and the frigidly cold waters of Port Chatham Bay. The native Alutiiq people had lived in the area for generations, before Russian and American settlers arrived, bringing with them dreams of industrial prosperity. The town was named after Nathaniel Portlock, a British ship captain who explored the area in the late 1780s. By the 1920s, Portlock had grown into a bustling community centered around a sawmill and chrome mining operations. The Portlock Packing Company established a successful cannery, and for a time the future seemed bright for this isolated Alaskan outpost. Workers and their families built homes. A post office opened its doors, and a small but tight-knit community took root. But beneath the surface of this seemingly idyllic frontier town, something sinister was brewing. Stories began to circulate among both native residents and settlers about mysterious disappearances in the surrounding wilderness. The Alutiiq people spoke of the Nantiinaq, a massive hair-covered creature they believed had always inhabited the dense forests around Port Chatham, similar to what we now call Sasquatch. This being was said to be far more aggressive than any other cryptid accounts from the Pacific Northwest. As the 1930s progressed, the disappearance became more frequent. Loggers would vanish while working in the forest, their bodies sometimes found with unexplained injuries. Others were never seen again. Local hunters reporting finding massive human-like footprints in the snow and mud, far larger than any known animal in the region. Some claimed to overhear otherworldly screams echoing through the mountains at night, while still others reported being stalked by an enormous shadow moving through the trees. The terror reached its peak in the 1940s when a local hunter was reportedly found dead, his body showing signs of an encounter with something impossibly strong. The official cause of death was listed as a bear attack, but officials knew bears didn't snap thick tree trunks like twigs and leave footprints over 16 inches long. The incident sparked a mass exodus from Portlock as families packed up their belongings and fled, leaving behind their homes and livelihoods. By 1951, Portlock was completely abandoned. The once busy sawmill fell silent, the cannery closed its doors, and nature began to reclaim the town. The post office, the last official establishment to remain open, finally shut down, marking the end of Portlock as a registered community. Today, only crumbling foundations and rusted machinery remain, slowly being swallowed by the encroaching Alaskan wilderness. Yet the legend of Portlock lives on, drawing paranormal investigators and curious adventurers to its overgrown ruins. Some brave souls who have ventured into the area report experiencing an overwhelming sense of being watched. Still others claim to have had the same bone-chilling screams that terrorized residents decades ago. Local pilots even refused to fly over certain parts of Port Chatham, citing unexplained equipment malfunctions and an unsettling feeling of dread. Perhaps most intriguing is the Alutiiq people still warn against settling in the area, maintaining their ancestral beliefs about the Nantiinaq. Their oral histories speak of an ancient agreement broken by the arrival of the European settlers. An agreement was something that had claimed this territory long before humans arrived. Whether you believe in the legend of Portlock, Bigfoot, Sasquatch or not, one thing remains certain. Something caused an entire town to abandon their homes and livelihoods, and leave behind a mystery that continues to haunt the Alaskan wilderness to this day. In the rich tapestry of Alutiiq tradition, the Nantiinaq isn't simply a forest creature, but a powerful spiritual entity interwoven with the land itself. According to elders, accounts passed down through generations, the Nantiinaq was considered a guardian of the natural balance. The Alutiiq people tell of an ancient covenant. Their ancestors had agreed to respect certain territories, never to hunt or gather in specific valleys, and to perform particular rituals before entering what they considered to be the Nantiinaq's domain.
Tales of a creature known as the Nantiinaq spread among the new inhabitants, describing a half-man, half-beast figure embodying supernatural strength and speed. Local folklore surrounding the Nantiinaq in Portlock, Alaska, is steeped in the traditional beliefs and myths of the indigenous Nantiinaq tribe and Sasquatch people. According to Nantiinaq tribal lore, the Nantiinaq is described as a formidable being, part human, part beast, possessing immense strength and supernatural abilities. According to Sukhoan lore, the term Nantiinaq is derived from the Chugach dialect, spoken by the indigenous inhabitants of the Kenai Peninsula. In their language, Nantiinaq roughly translates to those who steal people, evoking a sense of fear and trepidation among the Sasquatch people. The origins of the Nantiinaq myth are deeply intertwined with the cultural fabric of the Sasquatch tribe. Passed down through generations, the tales of the Nantiinaq serve as cautionary fables, warning against the dangers of venturing too far into the wilderness. Its appearance strikes fear into the hearts of those who dare to cross its path, with stories of its hostile encounters echoing through the annals of Sukhoan tradition. This folklore serves as a vital part of the cultural identity of the local tribes, shaping their worldview and understanding of the unseen forces that govern their surroundings. In 1867, the United States secured Alaska from Russia in a monumental land deal of a mere $7.2 million. This acquisition paved the way for Portlock to transition into a United States territory, as the region embraced a new chapter in its storied past. Amidst the backdrop of pristine wilderness and rugged terrain, Portlock thrived. Despite the absence of roads or trails, its economy flourished with bustling industries such as lumber, chromium, and gold mining. Yet it was the salmon canning industry that cast its shadow over the town as the largest employer, breathing life into its bustling streets. Records from the early 20th century documented Portlock's unexplained incidents, including a temporary evacuation of salmon canning workers due to menacing sightings in the nearby forest. As the years passed, reports of mysterious deaths and disappearances attributed to a powerful entity stalking the area increased, further fueling the town's dark reputation. In 1905, cannery worker Albert Petka was fatally attacked by a large hairy creature, sparking fear among the locals and reinforcing the belief in the Nantiinaq's existence. The town's woes continued into the 1920s, with gruesome slaughters and eerie phenomena troubling the residents, leading to a growing sense of dread and unease. Andrew Kamuk, a logger in Portlock, met a violent end when he was found dead under mysterious circumstances, adding to the town's list of unexplained tragedies. Another resident, Albert Petka, met a tragic end after a confrontation with a mysterious creature in the woods. His account of the encounter before his passing fueled further speculation and fear among the townspeople. The situation escalated when hunters tracking a moose discovered a gruesome scene of blood and fur, but no trace of the moose itself. Tracks resembling human footprints, but larger in size, added to the town's growing sense of dread. Reports of people going missing, strange footprints, and mutilated bodies found in the mountains only deepened the town's atmosphere of fear and mystery. Stories of individuals encountering a bipedal creature in the wilderness persisted through the decades, with some hunters describing unnerving experiences with an unknown presence. The legends of the Nantiinaq and an eerie ghostly woman in black that would disappear into the mountains added layers to the town's haunting history. A series of grisly incidents, including the mysterious disappearances of hunters and fishermen who ventured into the unforgiving wilderness surrounding the town. Locals and visitors alike have reported unsettling accounts of individuals vanishing without a trace, their fates remaining unknown to this day. The rugged terrain and remote location of Portlock contributed to the dangers faced by those who dared to explore the untamed wilderness, with some never returning from their expeditions. In addition to the alarming disappearances, reports of mutilated bodies found drifting in the rivers and streams near Portlock added to the town's aura of dread and foreboding. The discoveries sparked fear and speculation among the residents, who were left to grapple with the sinister implications of these disturbing findings. The mutilation of the bodies suggested a violent and savage force at play, instilling a sense of unease and vulnerability in the community. The correlation between the disappearances of hunters and fishermen and the presence of mutilated bodies raised troubling questions about the dangers lurking in the shadows of Portlock. Rumors circulated about a malevolent entity or creature preying on unsuspecting individuals, leaving behind a trail of terror and tragedy in its wake. The townsfolk lived in constant fear of the unknown assailant, unsure of when or where it would strike next, heightening the sense of danger and uncertainty that permeated the town. The escalating incidents of disappearances, coupled with the pervasive fear and unease that gripped the town of Portlock, ultimately led to its abandonment. As the number of missing persons cases continued to rise, residents became increasingly wary of the lurking danger that seemed to permeate the wilderness surrounding the town. The community's once vibrant streets grew hauntingly quiet as more and more individuals vanished without a trace, leaving a trail of unanswered questions and unsolved mysteries in their wake. The exodus from Portlock was driven by a sense of fear and apprehension, with the collective toll of the disappearances serving as a grim reminder of the perilous environment that had claimed numerous lives and forced the town's residents to flee in search of safety and solace. After several failed attempts to re-establish the town, the final census in 1990 signaled the definitive dissolution of Portlock. At that pivotal moment in history, only a handful of resilient individuals clung to the remnants of a once thriving community that had been consumed by fear and tragedy. With each passing year, as more residents vanished or sought refuge elsewhere, the ghostly silence that settled over Portlock grew eerily pronounced. The town's deserted streets bore witness to the haunting echoes of the past, serving as a somber testament to the enigmatic forces that had cast a dark shadow over its existence. Portlock's gradual decline into desolation was marked by a series of pivotal moments, each signaling the dwindling population and dwindling hope of revival. Historical records reflect significant drop-offs in population figures as individuals fled the encroaching terror that plagued the town. By the mid-20th century, Portlock's once lively streets had fallen silent, with only a fraction of its former residents remaining steadfast in the face of mounting adversity. Notably, Alaska, with the most unexplained missing persons cases of all states in the U.S., contributed to the haunting atmosphere that enveloped Portlock during this time. Despite its desolate state, Portlock remains a captivating enigma that fascinates and unnerves those who dare to venture into its forsaken confines. The lingering mysteries of the town continue to beckon the curious and the brave, offering a glimpse into a bygone era defined by inexplicable occurrences and lingering dread. As the shadows of the past loom large over Portlock's abandoned streets and dilapidated buildings, the town stands as a haunting reminder of the perplexing forces that once held sway within its borders, forever entwined with its dark and foreboding history. In more recent times, despite the town of Portlock being abandoned, reports of encounters with the elusive Nantiinaq have persisted, further fueling the enigmatic reputation of the region. Locals and visitors alike have shared chilling accounts of eerie experiences in the Alaskan wilderness surrounding the former town. One such encounter took place in the early 2000s, when a group of hikers camping near Portlock reported strange sightings and unsettling noises during the night. They described feeling an intense sense of being watched and hearing unearthly screams echoing through the trees, sending shivers down their spines. Some members of the group claimed to have seen a shadowy figure moving swiftly among the trees, resembling the legendary Nantiinaq. In another incident, a wildlife photographer captured peculiar footprints in the mud near Portlock that defied conventional explanation. The tracks, resembling large humanoid prints, raised speculation about the presence of a cryptid creature roaming the area. Despite efforts to analyze and document the prints, their origin remained a mystery, adding to the aura of intrigue surrounding the mythic creature. Ed, a bow hunter, had a personal encounter in the 1970s while in the remote wilderness near Portlock. Along with his companions, they were stalked by a mysterious figure during the night, causing immense fear and prompting them to be on guard throughout the night with bows at the ready. The entity, described as hairy and potentially shape-shifting, it left no trace when investigated in the morning, and the men made a swift retreat to safety. Moreover, fishermen and hunters traversing the remote wilderness of the Kenai Peninsula have shared their own encounters with the mysterious beings they believe to be the Nantiinaq. Tales of fishermen spotting a hulking figure with glowing eyes on the riverbanks, or hunters hearing unearthly howls echoing through the dense forests, have become part of the local lore, perpetuating the mysterious presence of the elusive creature. As modern technology allows for easier documentation and sharing of such encounters, various online forums and social media have become platforms for individuals to recount their eerie experiences with the beings. Photographs, videos, and personal testimonies circulate, sparking debates and discussions among believers and skeptics alike, as the legend of the Nantiinaq continues to intrigue and mystify those drawn to the haunting beauty of the Alaskan wilderness. In the digital age, the enduring mystery of the Nantiinaq serves as a reminder of the untamed wilderness and the enduring fascination with the unknown. Whether based on folklore, fact, or a blend of both, the stories of encounters with the Sasquatch Nantiinaq in the vicinity of Portlock serve as a testament to the enduring allure of the unexplained in a world where the boundaries between reality and myth often blur, leaving a lingering sense of wonder and curiosity for those who dare to explore the hidden realms of the untamed Alaskan wilderness.
So, there it is. Can you imagine living in a place that isolated, where you can't really run for your life, I guess? Having something just out of sight in the darkness of the woods. You know it's there. You don't know what it is. You know it's big and it's fearsome. Is it going to get you? Is it going to kill you? Do you venture in afterwards? What would you do? I would probably make gravy in my pants if I came across something like that. Do you think that Sasquatch, being an intelligent creature, could be capable of purposeful murder as a human being would do it? I mean, they're obviously intelligent. They obviously have a plan because we haven't found any of them. They obviously want to stay out of human beings' radar. They want to evade us at all costs. And you know, a lot of people say, "Well, there's no evidence." To that I say, absence of evidence does not mean evidence of absence. So, write your comments down below. I'm really interested in what you think. Do you think it's safe to go back there? So it was nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us. And until next time, we'll see you soon. Make sure that you leave a like and a subscribe, and we'll be good to go. All right. See you soon.